Yes, hello, I'm Geir Ove Andersen. I'm from Nordland Visual Theatre. It's a puppet theatre. It's a visual theatre. It's something in between. I don't really know. I guess nobody really knows. It's based in the Lofoten Islands in the far north. Now it's getting darker and darker, and soon we'll have no sunlight. But in the summertime, there's sunlight all day. That's quite good. I thought to talk about co-production, because we, Nordland Visual Theatre, do co-production. That's our function. We are an international co-production center. That's our main mission and main goal. So to talk about it, I'll just talk a little bit about how we do it. And then maybe explain something as well, or try to explain. So we existed for about 20 years. We had our 20th anniversary last year. We have made more than 100 productions, co-productions, till now. Most of them with Norwegian or national companies, but more and more with international companies. And that is because Norway is a very small country, and when you made 50 productions with the Norwegian community or the environment, it's kind of empty in the bucket. We're lucky we're funded by the Norwegian Cultural Council and the county and the municipality, so we have a good place. Or it could be better, of course. No. Figure theater is, as I said, we don't really know. Our definition of figure theater is not only puppets, it's animation of objects. And you can animate basically anything, an instrument or a body or whatever. So the last 2 productions that we did this spring, we did a Russian clown mime performance, and the latest premiere was the bakery dance piece, going to be performed at Showbox. So I guess we'll see all of you there. And when we do travel abroad to try to spread the happy message about that we actually exist, and then we usually explain to people to catch their attention is that we have time, space, and the most sexy thing, of course, is money. Usually in a production house, there's a lot of production houses that will provide lodging and a space. It's all over Europe, but we actually have financial muscles as well, which is a great benefit. And also another thing that we can offer is isolation. It's 4 hours. 4 hours by boat, and it's on a rock in the middle of the ocean. It's true.
Yes.
It's cool. Yeah, it's great. Of course, on that rock there is in our village there is 1,400 people lives there. There's 3 theaters and a festival organization. So we have a lot of competition, of course. Now the audience is not there, so we only produce. Everything is made for touring, and it's made to tour relatively easy. Sometimes we build large, big performances, but mostly tourable performances. But the writer is a good example of a show that we couldn't fit into our theater, so we had to rent another theater in the village because there's a lot of spaces and theaters there. And we built something that we cannot possibly bring into our theater. And it takes a day to set up.
An 8-meter long doll. It didn't fit into many theaters. But we
a dead Knut Hamsun on the floor.
Yeah. Can I just ask?
Yeah.
Are you mainly a facilitator, or are you giving artistic input as well, or is it mainly financially?
Yeah. Yes,
All of them. That's the next bit. Okay.
That's,
Yeah.
I'll come to that because how do we find our projects? And just check that I did mention this. Right. Yes. How do we find the projects and how do we do the thing that we do?
Yeah.
First of all, we have application dates, 2 application dates each year. So we get applications, but we also go out and talk to people and kind of headhunt, ask people to apply, and through our network, which is growing bigger and bigger. So a lot of them comes through dialogue, not through application. And that's kind of, as you said, that's the first date. Or no, it's not the first date, it's the first meeting. It's, after that first meeting, if we feel something, we invite them to the first date. And the first date is very often to bring 1 or 2 persons from the company to this rock in the middle of the ocean to show them what it is. Because we bring people in from all over the world, and you have to know what you go to. You've been there. Yeah.
Nå er jeg veldig nysgjerrig. Hvor er det?
Stamsund i Lofoten. Stamsund is the name of the village in the Lofoten Islands. So in such an introduction meeting, we do kind of lay out how it needs to be if we're going to get a second date. And then there's a few things. Of course, we check if there's chemistry. You need to fall in love for real. We do discuss the project, the content of the project, artistic content, and we also do talk to the companies about their responsibility, because they have to be capable of bringing the project alive, and also the whole organization, their own organization. They have to have some kind of administration. They have to have a financial platform. We bring in about 50%, so it's a kind of a 50-50 thing budget-wise. So yeah, they need to have these things with them if we're going to be able to continue, and the company needs to be aware of it. Yeah, I can also say that our position, we have a staff in the theater. We're 5 people there, and it's kind of in our world. It's maybe the perfect theater because there's no artists, there's no actors, there's no disturbances. It's a great time.
On the left.
Yeah. The only problem is that we have people in almost all the time, but when everybody left, it's a very good place to be. No, but our function, we are kind of a support team of the company that comes to us. We only exist there to create your project that the company brings to us. That's our function, our job. So yeah, the second date. If it's possible, we try to do a pre-project. That could be a few days of work, like a laboratory work, or it could be 3 weeks of work, but it's just a research to check if there's anything there. Sometimes we are able to do it, sometimes you're able to do it yourselves, like Erfaringer, Snor, or Erfaringer Productions. They are coming up now in January to do a project called Miss Rule. Yep. And you did your own pre-project in England.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you have to have this work on things to see if this actually can happen. During a pre-project, we cover the expenses, the lodging, if it's done in Stamsund, of course, the lodging, the per diem, the travel expenses, and all. So then it's the marriage, it's the production period. Production needs to be in Stamsund most of the time. We want the company to be in Stamsund because then we can contribute in our way. If it's not there, we are mainly a financial partner and not a co-producer. So in the Nordland productions, we are kind of a little bit in between, I guess, because we do both. During co-production, it's of course very important for us to keep that arm's length distance to the work happening on the floor or in the project. Because if we go too much into the production and try to shape and mold in our image of it, everything that comes out will look the same. And it's got a lot of influences because we have a small theater. We have our rig, we have our lights, everything will look the same if you do 100 shows in that same space. So it's important for us to be, as I said, a support for the companies. Bring their own director. Our theater manager, our artistic director, is a resource for the company's director to kind of play ball and not go in and say, you have to do like this, you have to do like this. It's a process.
Tiden.
Yeah, yes.
Tiden, please.
Yeah. If we get our product, performance out of that marriage, the child in a way, we tour it. We tour it in the Nordland region, the North Norway, the Norwegian region. We also tour it internationally, or we assist getting it out 1 or 2 venues. And after all this, it's the company's own show. We don't ask for any copyrights or anything. It's the company that runs the show. And that's why it's so important that they have an organization that can actually run it after. Time, yes. So you asked me what kind of criteria we're looking for.
Yeah.
That's
but you have answered some of that.
Yeah, but it's of course it's the will, the capability, and the relevance. It's obvious in a way. The will, it's important because the artists that we get, or the companies we get to us, are all extremely dedicated because they have their own thing, their own project that they want to do, and we are only there to assist in helping their idea. The capability we already talked about. The relevance, of course, we need it to be within our genre in a way, which is visual puppet theater. We would never do like a traditional Ibsen talk show.
That sounds
not talk show, but you know what I mean.
Spoken word.
So so of course the advantages that we have is the isolation, our mission to do only co-production. We have a capability now. We have existed for 20 years, and we have met. There's all kinds of people coming through our front door. So we have an experience of being open to whatever happens. We aim to have very round corners or edges. We don't want to be too strict. We have rules, but there's no rules in a way. Yeah. Well, basically, we are there to help the companies. Yeah. I think that's.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Great. Okay.